It seems today that almost everywhere you turn, people are talking about what's happened to the middle class. Where did it go? To put that into some context, let's zoom out and look back a few years because the middle class as we had known it is relatively new. In fact, it didn't really occur until after the Second World War in the 1950s when new families were formed with the returning GIs, and they could take medium skills that they earned from just a high school education and be able to get a high paying job that was a career for a lifetime. Now, those types of jobs no longer exist for medium skilled people earning high pay. What we saw as the middle class developed and America built out its infrastructure of interstate highway systems and television networks, and women came into the workforce in the 1970s. And now we find ourselves in a global economy that there is a dramatic change in the middle class model that shaped America for most of the last 60 years. And the new model is getting its inspiration from things that are happening in other parts of the world. Whereas in the past, all of the role models came from the US and were exported by our movies and by television and by people traveling to America and returning, some getting their education here, so that our model moved to the rest of the world. Now we're starting to see in a global economy that new ideas of what the middle class model should be are actually coming from the emerging markets. It's estimated that by 2020, there'll be 635 million new middle-class people living in the South Asia markets. Now, these people have the same aspiration for products and services that we in the West have long enjoyed, but they recognize that they have a very different pocketbook. And therefore, what they can afford in terms of a house won't be a big suburban home as we expect in the United States, but it may be an 800 to 1,000 square foot apartment in a condominium. Or instead of a $30,000 or $40,000 automobile, maybe it's a motorcycle and maybe it's a entry-level automobile that's priced at under $10,000. Or maybe if they're buying smartphones or other electronic devices, instead of paying $400 or $500, they're expecting to pay $100 or $150. So their expectations of price points, the amount of money they have to spend, is leading to a new frugal model of the middle class economics versus the conspicuous consumption model that we have come to expect here in the United States. And that is going to be a dramatic change because we're suddenly realizing here in the United States that the conspicuous consumption model is no longer affordable. The medium-skilled, high-paying jobs no longer exist, and that there is a two-class economy where some people have not seen their real wages increase in inflated dollars in the last 40 years, and that there are other people who are, because of their high skills that are valuable in the global economy, are seeing an incredible increase of their income.